Hello folks, this is Ranky here, and this is going to be an opinion style video on the new metal band. Not new, I'm not saying new as in N-E-W. I'm saying that is N-U, new metal. Anyway, it's going to be the new metal band called Korn. Now, don't get me wrong, I love their music. I mean, I did listen to their self-titled studio album. It was okay. Then I listened to Life is Peachy. That was excellent. I like the song Adidas, which is an acronym for All Day I Dream About Sex. But that makes sense about what Adidas stand for. Am I right? Huh? Huh? Screw you. But still, their music is great. Well, I'm not saying that their current music is great so far. I mean, I do like their older songs from back then. I mean, the Untouchables album, it was pretty good. I can't lie about that. And the Untitled one, I haven't listened to the Untitled one yet. I might listen to that one, which you can name it however you want. It's not a competition, but whatever. And the thing that, and this is what I think about Korn. I mean, I love their music, but it's just a couple of flaws or problems I have with it. I mean, one, the whole album they did with Skrillex called The Path of Totality, which to me, I kind of think that was just pointless and unlikably, and it was just like an unlikable collaboration. I mean, you're taking a metal band and a stupid dubstep artist, throwing them in a blender, and you come out with an album that is the most hated by Korn fans everywhere. Well, not everywhere, because there's some Korn fans who respect it. Now, the album was, man, I mean, I recommend that. I give it like a 3.5 out of 10 because I found it pointless about combining heavy metal and dubstep and like fusing them together. That's ridiculous. We're not going to make dubstep metal. That would sound awful. And their new approach now isn't really likable. Especially there are some people who hated the Paradigm Shift, which is their recent release that came out somewhere in 2013 of last year, and I really haven't given it a listen. So I might listen to it to see about what's all the big fuss about. I mean, at least it's not Skrillex. People saying that, oh no, they changed your style. Oh, they're not how they were in the good old days. Nah. Well, who cares? The good old days were the good old days. But alright. Let me confess. I really don't like the new Korn like that much. I prefer for them to go back to how they used to be. Not with the whole Skrillex thing, no electronica stuff. It's dumb. You're taking two artists which should never make a song or hell, even an album or a live performance. You're taking those two, throwing them at people's faces, and actually, I mean, and then I think that they used to advertise this a lot. But still, I prefer the old Korn over the new Korn. Now, I hope that maybe if Korn makes an album this year or next year or a couple years later, maybe it won't be full of glitz and glitches, like synthesizers, like probably a little bit of keyboards, maybe a piano, I don't know. And it cannot have a dubstep artist or Skrillex or nothing related to dubstep. It can't be like DBM or like beatcore. It has to be new metal, just like how Korn used to make it. And I would kind of expect a collaboration with Limp Bizkit. I mean, they did with Fred Durst on the song "All in the Family," which that song is pretty sweet. I can't lie. I know some people hated it back in the day. Some, or whatever. But still, I do think that Korn can make a change, so maybe they can regain those old fans pretty pissed off about the path of totality. I mean, still, I can't get over my head about them trying to fuse dubstep and new metal together. Those two things would never collide. It's a music critic's nightmare. And it was actually people who gave this a good review to mixed reviews from what I believe. Because the way that they put this about dubstep and new metal, I feel kind of mixed and just unsatisfied of even giving it 1-2 listens. It's monotonous about combining two genres that should never meet. So I'm guessing that the path of totality was a huge disappointment for old and new Korn fans that were there back then. And in the paradigm shift, I mean, I've heard the song Never Never, and that song sounds pretty good. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, it's like 20 or 30, it's like 10-20% of dubstep elements from the like that part. That part was kind of good. I mean, I can't lie. It kind of matched the song, but whatever. And the second topic for today, Megadeth. God, I love Megadeth. Their music is just so hardcore. I mean, I swear. And their song "Sweating Bullets" was actually one of the first songs I've ever listened. It was one of the first songs that ever got me into heavy metal in the first place. So that song introduced me to like a lot of other rock or heavy metal bands, whatever. Some well known and some very unknown metal bands. But what I'm trying to say is Megadeth is hardcore. And what I'm about to say will probably shock you, or it may like affect you. Like you'll just go, eh, or what? You might go like that, but here's what I'm about to say. Super Collider wasn't that great. Now, before you start throwing trash at me on the computer screen, just hear me out. Now, from what I heard about all these other people review, like all the reviewers, and what I read about it, it had like negative reception. I'm surprised. This is an album from the greatest metal band besides Metallica. I mean, Super Collider was decent. I mean, it wasn't like the previous album. I mean, Euthanasia was sweet. Killing Is My Business was epic. That was like the debut. And Risk was kind of lame. I had to be honest. Risk, to me, it didn't have that much of it wasn't like very much their Megadeth feel. It just kind of felt like another band. It felt like I was listening to like what a Metallica demo. And I know that's harsh, but whatever. And just recently on Facebook, Megadeth stated that they were in the studio working on some new songs. Now I really, really hope that their next album will be a success to the charts. And I hope it doesn't. And if it doesn't, it might end up in the same category as Super Collider. Now, a lot of people saying that Super Collider was a colossal fail, and it was mostly a large amount of people saying that it was great. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't really great. And what they're trying to say is, I mean, out of all their previous releases, like Rust in Peace was amazing. I'm thinking that what they did with like Rust in Peace, I think that they should take elements from that album and put it in the next album. I'm not trying to say that they should do the same thing or like try to rehash the sound. I'm just saying that they could just take like a medium-sized chunk out of Rust in Peace and Symphony of Destruction. Sorry, Symphony of Destruction. Like they could take like medium-sized pieces, like little bits, and try to throw them in and see what it can come out as. As long as it's not going to be like a screaming nightmare. Remember, it's Megadeth, not Aerosmith. And besides that, I just love Megadeth, not in that way. And they are the greatest metal band of all time. And third topic, Metallica. Yeah, what can you say about Metallica? The music is great, it's fast, it gets you pumped, it's always exciting. You never know what to expect out of a Metallica album. It's just so heavy. It's just awesome. It is the true meaning of thrash metal. And what they're doing now, they're kind of, 50, 70% showboating and just looking like a bunch of clowns in the metal industry. There, I said it. That was so hard to say it. It was so hard to say because even though I am a Metallica fan, I just had to say it. What they're doing, I think one time they were on some National Geographic channel, I think. And when I read that, it made me think that they were just being unnecessary and just doing this stuff for no reason. They haven't made an album like, I don't know, like since like a couple of years, probably 6-7 years. They haven't made an album in like 7 or 6 years or so. And they said that it might be an album in 2015, but I don't want it in 2015. I want it this year because I don't want to wait till next year. It's too long. You gotta admit that's too freaking long. But to be fair, I suggest you check out Metallica's older stuff. And just check out their older stuff. From Kill 'Em All to Saint Anger to all the other ones. Especially check out the Black album. That one is incredible. Enter Sandman is badass. And it needs to be in a game trailer. It really does. And now I'm going to put this opinions time in a nutshell. Korn has a few flaws that need to be fixed. Megadeth might be on the iffish side. And Metallica, please improve the music and please make another album for this year instead of people waiting for next year. Just please. Please. Oh, sorry. Little mellow thing. So, anyway, this is the Ryan Kid. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Before I go, now let me just sit back and listen for a minute. Make sure you, add my Facebook page in the description below. And I read this somewhere about some 13-year-old giving oral sex to a 22-year-old man. Her name was Erica something. I read it on Facebook. If I'm late, I'm late. Then screw you if I'm late. And it's just sick. I'm not going to do a video on that. No. It's just fast girls. What a bunch of sluts there'll be in the future. Anyway, this is Ryan Kid. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Add me on Facebook for updates about when I might come back, or if I leave, or if I'm dying, or if I'm sick. Yada, yada, yada. And I'll see you tomorrow.